everyone, and welcome back to Top 10 Evolution, a place where you can find out about the newest games being released and also with gameplay and information. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at my pick for the top 10 games being released in December 2022, the last month of 2022 and a wonderful year for gaming, even though I think 2023 is looking like the champ. And we'll be covering games for 2023 as well, so stick around to the channel to find out about those. Starting off this list with Blacktail. Blacktail is an upcoming adventure, action, role-playing, first-person, horror shooter survival game being developed by Parasite and is published by Focus Entertainment. In this game, we will play Naziega, a 16-year-old girl abandoned and accused of witchcraft, and is hated by the entire village for this. And without any parents, she was taken care of by her sister, that mysteriously disappeared, leaving the villagers with even more hatred for Yeager. But the villagers aren't the only problem this game has featured. There's also evil spirits that you can track down and get rid of, for the sake of the world. You will be able to do this with your bows and other gears you'll be able to craft and gather other resources as well. Blacktail will be releasing for the PS5, the PC, the Xbox Series X, and the Xbox Series S, releasing on December 15, 2022. I really like the story this game has, and the visual so far is actually pretty good looking. I know it doesn't really show because YouTube compression and all of that, but the visual is actually great. I have seen some gameplay that has been processed by YouTube, and let me tell you, this game on a maxed out setting on a PC or even a PS5 and Xbox Series X is gonna be hell of a beauty, and I can't wait for it to be released to try it just for the visuals alone. But the story as well, it seems pretty decent. Next up is something a little different. We're looking at a VR game, and oh boy, look at those graphics. I mean, VR has came a long way from where it was a few years ago, and The Walking Dead Saint and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution is proof of that. The game will be taking you in New Orleans. The game will be introducing a new set of powerful zombies, but there's a ton of loot and weapons and gears to be found. And zombies apocalypse in New Orleans. But there's also a new faction that you can also do missions for and quests and all that to receive some amazing items in return. The Walking Dead Saint and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution is an upcoming VR adventure survival horror first-person shooter role-playing fighting game being developed and published by Skydance Interactive. The game will be releasing for the PS5, the VR systems, PC, and the PS4. Released on December 1st, 2022 for the PC and a Meta Quest 2 headset, and will later be released on March 21, 2023 for the PlayStation VR. Next up is the Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Well, the game is getting a remake, and this game is the OG Final Fantasy game, and it's great seeing that it's getting a remake. I mean, a lot of games in this franchise has been getting a remake, so it was only a matter of time before this game will as well. The game's story will be featuring Zack Fair in the new HD styled, a fully remastered game with remastered 3D models, with an amazing improvement being done to the characters and the game's background. And the battle system itself has been said to be getting an improvement as well. The Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is an action-adventure role-playing fighting fantasy game being developed and published by Square Enix. The Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion will be releasing for the PC, Nintendo Switch, the PS4, the Xbox One, the PS5, the Xbox Series X, and the Xbox Series S, released on December 13, 2022. Next up is Dragon Quest Treasures, a game that's a lot different from the rest of the games on this list, but I kinda like it. The little game and its character features as well as a cartoony anime style visual, and please don't come for me for saying That, I know animes and cartoons are two different things, but we're talking about a game here, and it doesn't really count. Well, I hope it doesn't. But the game features two siblings living on a Viking ship, dreaming of the day they can go out and explore and find treasures. Well, and one day, they found a pair of creatures that brought them to a mysterious place filled with a lot of treasures to be found. So you could say they got what they wished for. The Dragon Quest Treasures is a upcoming role-playing, action-adventure fighting game being developed and still published by Square Enix, releasing exclusively to Nintendo Switch, releasing on December 9th, 2022. Next up is Marvel's Midnight Suns. I'm sure a lot of us have heard about this game at some point. The game will feature Marvel's favorite characters. Here are some, but it's not limited to. We have Captain America, Captain Marvel, Ghost Rider, Iron Man, Blade, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and many, many more. The game will be played in a RPG tactical strategy combat style game, something like turn-based fighting, which some people like, but to be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of this combat style, if I was honest, but I will definitely give it a try, seeing how the last Marvel Avenger game went, and well, that was in turn-based. It was actually in the combat style I kind of liked, and I would happily give this one a try with that one. And you'll be able to level up your characters and their moves, and also unlock and purchase new skins. Good old microtransactions. Gotta love them. We don't, but still here. Marvel's Midnight Sun is an upcoming tactical role-playing strategy action-adventure fighting game being developed by Firaxis Games and still published by 2K. Marvel Midnight Suns will be releasing for the PS5, the PS4, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, and the PC, releasing on December 2nd, 2022. Next up is Hello Neighbor 2. Hello Neighbor 2 is an upcoming survival hero action stealth puzzle indie strategy game being developed by Tiny Wheels and Eerie Quest, and is still published by Tiny Wheels. Now this game is a game that you think is hilariously funny until you actually give it a try, and then you start to begin to experience this game is actually more terrifying than it seems. Just like its predecessor, you'll be sneaking around your neighbor's house, trying to figure out all these secrets, like why is this guy hiding so much stuff, or why does he need to leave every night to go to the amusement park. Yeah, all those stuff, curious things. But the fact that he quickly catches on to your patterns mean it won't be easy, and if you're not careful, it'll just keep sending you right back to the, where you started, all the way back. Hello Neighbors 2 will be releasing for the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, the Xbox One, the PC, the PS5, and the PS4, released on December 6, 2022. Is it just me, or has it been a while since we last saw a Need for Speed game be released? I remembered when these things were being released like once every new year, but with the growing competition like Forza and the Gran Turismo series, well, the Need for Speed games have kind of been releasing a lot less, which is kind of sad since I practically grew up playing these games like the Need for Speed Most Wanted and the Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2. Those games are truly amazing, but we have something new to look forward to, the Need for Speed Unbound. Now this game will be focusing on street racing like a lot of the other games in this franchise has done, and following Need for Speed tradition, you'll be starting from the bottom and climbing your way up to the top. And I'm excited to see the customization I can do to my vehicles and see how good they sound. Need for Speed Unbound will be an upcoming racing simulation action adventure sports game being developed by Cryon. Look, I can't pronounce that word. I've been trying all night. But Cryon Software, and it's to be published by Electronic Arts. Need for Speed Unbound will be releasing for the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, the PS5, and the PC, releasing on December 2nd, 2022. A lot of games are released on the 2nd of December. It seems like a crazy freaking day for games. Crazy one. Now, this game is also crazy. I mean, it's from the co-creators of Rick and Morty, which is easily my favorite series to watch next to Family Guy, of course. But this game is definitely comedic. I mean, that's one of its main selling points, at least for me. I mean, you can pretty much, well, you're using very alive alien creatures for guns. How crazy is that? Like, it's not crazy like Scorn, because they use flesh for weapons, but you get the point. Actually, nah, I think these guns are crazier, because they talk. I mean, there's nothing like owning a bunch of guns that talk a lot of shit to your enemies while you're blasting the ops. And with these weapons at your disposal, you can easily become one of the best bounty hunters in the galaxy. High on Life is an upcoming first-person shooter action-adventure comedy fighting game being developed and still published by Squinch Games. High on Life will release for the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, the Xbox One, and the PC. So yeah, it's a Microsoft exclusive, releasing on December 13th, 2022. Next up is the Callisto Protocol. The Callisto Protocol is a game that shares some similarity with the Dead Space series, but managed to somehow be unique in its own very way. I mean, it's got a unique world design, and this alien monster creature thingy, whatever they're called, they're just very scary looking, and I can only imagine like these are something we see in our nightmares. Well, I've definitely seen them in my nightmares ever since I saw this game, but yeah, scary. But the gameplay and the trailer, well, they've been showing something really good, that this game can actually do something, well, that no other game could ever do, not even the Dead Space series. And I like the direction it's going in, and it's something everyone should be looking forward to, because I am definitely looking forward to it. The Callisto Protocol is an upcoming survival horror shooter action adventure game being developed by Striking Distance Studios and to be published by Crafton. The game will be releasing on the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, the Xbox One, the PS5, the PS4, and the PC. The game has a December 2nd, 2022 release date. Now, a lot of game doesn't really utilize this type of visual style, so when I see a game using it, I'm definitely drawn to it. I mean, call me weird, but games like these kinda always let me fall in love with them easily, especially with this kind of graphics. And especially what those graphics does to the water and the rest of the environment. And Wavetale does this perfectly and feels amazing. It looks amazing, and I feel like more and more a lot of developers are going for the more realistic type visual, which I like those as well, but it's also good to see that developers are still actually making games with these kind of visuals. And Wavetales have you surfing and fighting monsters to save the people of the islands, so the game does seem to have a nice little story going for it as well, and it's said to even be a bit emotional. And you can customize your character as well. Wavetale is a upcoming action adventure platform fighting game being developed by Thunderful Developments and is to be published by Thunderful Publishing, released on December 12, 2022. Releasing for the PS5, the PS4, the Xbox One, the Nintendo Switch, the PC, the Xbox Series X, and the Xbox Series S. Next up is Samurai Maiden. Okay, first thing first, the combat, the fast-paced combat and the visual style of the combat is brilliant. I would just fight like in this game all day and not even play the story, just because of the visual combat effects. It's crazy, but I like anime, and if you didn't realize, well, by now, I'm a total anime fan, and this game takes place in Japan, where a young woman in the 21st century with an amazing swordsmanship find herself and their friends in the underworld fighting corpses at every turn. For translation, you'll be fighting hordes of monsters. Samurai Maiden is an upcoming action-adventure role-playing fighting game being developed by Shade and is published by D3 Publishing. Samurai Maiden will be releasing for the PS4, the PS5, Nintendo Switch, and the PC, releasing on December 8, 2022. Next up is a game graphics that I also do appreciate, High Water. Like, damn, this game is beautiful. Now this game is basically what the world would look like if God decided to pull a Noah 2.0. And for anyone who doesn't know, well, once upon a time, God flooded the earth and Noah survived and brought his family and, well, a pair of every creature on board the ark, a huge ship. Sorry for my Bible verse story there. Sorry. But High Water will be a story-driven 3D turn-based combat game set in a post-apocalyptic flooded urban environment where you get to travel the world by a boat and discover new island and friends to aid in battle. But I'm actually curious on how good the story will be. High Water is an upcoming adventure strategy turn-based action game being developed by Demog Studio and is published by Rogue Game. High Water will be releasing exclusively to the PC, releasing sometime in December 2022. Next up is Choo Charles, a scary horror game that has a train chasing you around to consume. I guess coal wasn't invented in those times, but the game seems to be taking an amazing turn on horror games, which doesn't sound too bad. Plus the game's story and its lore really captured me. You can also find upgrades to fight and do quests that also gives you upgrades, and you can even summon Charles when you're ready for a fight, and well, that's if it doesn't find you first. And Charles also have a human-like form, so be aware while out in the open, because that nigga's everywhere. Choo Charles is a upcoming indie action adventure horror survival shooter simulation game being developed and is published by 2-Star Games. Choo Charles will be releasing for the PC, the PS5, the PS4, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, released on December 9th, 2022. Keep an eye out for this one, because I have a feeling it's going to be amazing. You know, growing up, I was always fascinated of how construction work were made a lot easier by those big machines, and I always wondered to myself, how does one operate these machines and make them easy for work? I mean, it's definitely, well, it looks complex, and I bet it is, but if you wanted more insight on, well, what it takes, why not give Excavator Simulator a try? I don't know if I said that word right, but I will the next time. And, I mean, the game puts you in an excavator. Well, I got it right now. Of course, and give you a certain amount of tasks for it to dig a hole or tunnel, or loading and loading materials, and being able to work on many different terrains. I mean, it's nothing like the real thing, but it's supposed to give you a little peek inside that world of driving a big machine construction tool. Excavator Simulator is an upcoming simulation game being developed by Oni Game Studios and is published by Sundust. Excavator Simulator releasing for the PS4, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, the Xbox One, the PS5, and the PC, released on December 1st, 2022. Now, ending off this listing with Alaskan Truck Simulator. Now, as a guy that still plays the American Truck Simulator 2 to pass time, whether I'm waiting on a video to finish uploading or waiting on a video to render, I can tell you I was excited, very excited to hear of a new Truck Simulator game being released, and I will most certainly be giving this one a try. I mean, seeing how much I enjoy playing the American Truck Simulator 2, it's a great little way to pass time. And I'm recommending this to like anyone who has a busy schedule and is looking for a game that they can casually play just like to pass a little time, you know. And you can get off and save at any given time and continue right where you left off. And it's not really complex, even though you can make it complex. If you want to, you can even put a steering wheel and gear shifters. And I also want to point out how amazing this game looks. Alaskan Truck Simulator is an upcoming action indie simulation open world racing adventure game being developed by Rogue Studio and is published by Movie Games. Alaskan Truck Simulator will be releasing for the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, the PC, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, and the Xbox One. releasing on December 7, 2022. I said Xbox One twice, I'm sorry. Well, that's it for the video. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, peace out and stay safe.